Hi, everyone. We welcome you to the NBA All-Star Game. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg.
And you know what? This is probably, Kevin, my favorite date on the NBA calendar. I mean, with the amazing collection of players we have here tonight, this year promises to be an epic event.
Absolutely.
Guys, it always is. I mean, the privilege of playing in this game means so much to every one of these players. I mean, being on this huge stage brings out the best in the NBA's biggest superstars.
A look at the West All-Stars starting group. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Doncic. Then it's James. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Davis at the four-man position.
And fans and celebrities alike have descended on this town for All-Star Week. There's been a bunch of fun events going on all over the place.
And, Greg, it's like that every year. I mean, no matter what city is hosting, it becomes a mecca for everyone who wants to take in one of the greatest scenes in all of sports. Not only to watch the best players, but to...
You know, we always get some great dunks in this game, and I think we can add that to the list.
Check out the reaction. Listen to that. I mean, that slam was a raise the roofer.
We played just over a minute here in the first.
And we've got a collection of the greatest players in the world here. I mean, and playing in an event where they can really let it all hang out.
And that's exactly why we always come away with such great memories. I mean, because they really do try to give the fans as many highlights as possible. And they are the best players in the world.
Maybe the most highly skilled big man in our league. Giannis is also one of the most frequently fouled bigs in our game.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Shooting two.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. He doesn't get the second one.
You really have to appreciate and respect the spirit Giannis plays the game with, a beacon of energy and enthusiasm for his team. They all feed off of him with an attitude of joy and unselfishness.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did have a chance to catch up with Tom Thibodeau. Obviously, they're trying to limit the damage Luka Doncic inflicts. That's at the front of his mind. He said, Luka is going to get his. We can't stop that, but we can't let him set up everyone else for easy ones. When the whole team gets involved, we're cooked. We're going to make him work for every assist out there. Guys?
Thank you, David. Embiid with a screen on Gilgeous-Alexander. Moves back up. Embiid, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Jokic passes to Davis. Some nice passing here by the West. Baseline try. It's hauled in by the East. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Doncic. And he gets it to go. Tatum's got his second bucket.
Well, Tatum can find a shot he wants just about anywhere. He's got that kind of versatility.
From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. Traps in the tray.
And he's been a gem this year. I mean, there have been so many highlights for him all over the first half of this season.
And I've got a feeling, Greg, he's just getting warmed up. I think he'll be even better after the All-Star break.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. And the East with some changes. George comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's Mitchell in for Young. Durant's checked in for the West. Edwards comes in for LeBron. .157 left in the first. On the wing, Mitchell. And what a play! Just snatched out of the air. Credit the block. Davis dishes to Doncic. Top of the key, Gilgeous-Alexander. He had a nice open look right there. That's 7 points for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
This is why SGA is a focal point of this offense, because of that ability to score.
Lillard from outside. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Not much in the way of defense being played here early on.
Well, you know how it works. I mean, both teams will be conserving their energy at the defensive end until later on. That's typically how this thing unfolds.
Edwards kicks to Doncic. Davis setting the pick for Doncic. Just 5 to shoot. The West All-Stars need to get a shot off here. And he makes that one.
And as usual, neither team really grinding too hard at the defensive end.
And I think that's okay in this event. I mean, I say the more highlights, the better.
Tatum deciding where to go with it. From the arc. No good.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide-open look.
That one goes in.
Durant with tremendous touch. He's just a natural scorer.
The East trail by 4. Ball's knocked loose. Mitchell finds George. Drives to the hoop. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist.
Well, the All-Star Game D is in full effect. They typically clamp it down in the second half.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And Gilgeous-Alexander understands how to draw contact, especially when he's looking to score.
The West All-Stars shooting their first free throws here for the night. That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander.
And this guy just does everything. Scores, passes, good rebounder. Just an all-around terrific basketball player.
And so he hits both.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Brunson lays it up off the glass.
Playing bigger than he looks. Brunson has a lot of heart.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. From about 19 feet, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for the West All-Stars. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Back with you again on the most entertaining night on the NBA calendar. 1 quarter down and 3 to play in the All-Star game.
And guys, we've already seen some unbelievable action here tonight.
And there will be plenty more to come. We know that. All-Star action never disappoints.
And you know, the fan voting is what determines the starters in the All-Star game. Then the coaches will decide on the reserves. But either way, whether you're picked by the fans or the coaches, you're earning the title NBA All-Star. And that's an honor none of these players will ever forget.
They've got Paul George, Jalen Brunson out there with Mitchell. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Towns in at the center filling out the middle. So that's who the East All-Stars start the second with. That free throw missing. Well, Greg, one thing we know for sure, you know that every player who earned a spot on this roster is going to see his share of action. Spreading the minutes evenly, as you've always talked about, is always a top priority for these All-Star game coaches.
And you're so right, Kevin. I mean, for all the hard work these players put in to get here, I mean, each one deserves a chance, if you will, to share the spotlight. It's one of the great things about the All-Star game. And not as many turnovers as we often get in this game. So good to see both teams taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, surprisingly, very well controlled for the most part. Sometimes things get a little wild out there, but not so here.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you. You're a little light on the fouls in terms of what's been called tonight. And that's usually the theme in this game.
I agree. I mean, the guys always play reasonably hard, but they don't necessarily play physically, if that makes any sense. The officials' jobs are usually pretty easy in this one. Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
Edwards passes to Booker. Curry on the wing. Some nice passing here by the West. Back to Jokic. The second chance effort. And Jokic will just torch you inside.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. He wants to talk to his guys. And the East All-Stars making a change here. Young's checked in. The West All-Stars also with the sub. James checked in for Wembanyama. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Towns, a screen on LeBron. And another miss by the East.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Oh, LeBron's just too strong inside.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And you know what? Defensively, both teams have picked it up as we've gotten a little deeper into this game.
A little more competitive fire and intensity being shown out there now.
The East trail by 7. Mitchell in the corner. Rejected by Booker. And he gets it back. Towns a screen on Edwards. And that one's good. George has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, nice vision that time displayed by George off the screen and roll.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. So for the West, Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in for Edwards. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Stephen Curry. Young against Doncic. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the East. It's a 5-point game.
Well, this night is all about the entertainment value in terms of that dunk. Definitely entertaining.
Yep, and he's hearing it from the crowd. I mean, it's going to be really hard to top that one.
Pass to Jokic. The three for Doncic. Oh, Doncic with a confident three ball.
Great off-ball action from Doncic.
Doncic has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land. On the wing, George. Defended by Booker. Towns sets the pick for George. It's good from long range. George has got 9.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Jokic. And Jokic throws it down.
And Joker doesn't get up too often, but when he slams it down, it feels like he's trying to bring the basket with him.
In the corner, George with it. 1:24 left in the first half. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far. Gilgeous-Alexander against Mitchell. Pass to Booker. Some nice passing here by the West. The three for Doncic. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. The East trail by 3. Outside, George. Giannis a screen on Booker. That misses, had a chance to tie it there. Elbow shot is on the way. Off the left rim and out. Mitchell left side. Another shot. Towns, no luck.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
And watch out for SGA going to the basket. He will put it on your head if you're not watching.
Outside, George fires for three. It's hauled in by Jokic. Jokic has got his 6th rebound on the night. Booker with no one around. Off target from outside. Right side, George. Money from the wing. George has got 13 points. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. West All-Stars lead by 3. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And it's time to strap in as we get set to bring you the explosive action of the second half of the All-Star game.
And that first half was terrific. I'll bet anything, though, the second has even more in store for us.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think it's going to be a spectacular final 2 quarters.
And the West All-Stars, looking at who they've got. They've got Nikola Jokic. LeBron James is out there with Anthony Davis. Then there's Doncic. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in at the point. Pass break, here comes the West. That shot off. The East trail by 3. Tatum on the wing. Jokic defending for the tie. Tatum's shot is off. And the West All-Stars have possession. Outside, James. And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touched by Jokic. It's a close game here in Indianapolis. James against Tatum. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's his first foul. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
Your Make some noise, fans.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. LeBron against Tatum. Clock at 4. Over Jokic. The kick out to Tatum. Second shot opportunity, and that one off the back of the rim and in. Tatum's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the East All-Stars. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Nice form on the 20-footer.
And really, this has been an MVP caliber performance. Guys, he's been terrific.
Yeah, he has been. It's going to be a very easy job for the voters this year.
Here's Lillard. Cans the shot from the wing. Lillard's got 7 points in the game.
Off the pick and roll, you know that Dame is looking for his shot.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Young. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
You know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Tatum on the wing. James defending. Great open look there. 8 points for him.
And using his teammates, Tatum creates just enough daylight to get off a shot.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Mitchell's checked in for Young. And West also making a switch. Edwards is checked in. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the East All-Stars. They trail by 1. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Edwards. Tatum, no good.
You know, he looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
Oh, Doncic launching that one.
Way downtown, Doncic testing the limits of his range there.
Tatum on the wing. Embiid sets the pick for Tatum. Back to Lillard. Edwards against Tatum. Shot clock at 5. Over Edwards. Tatum no good. Edwards with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Edwards kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. outside Tatum. Oh, Tatum finds a way.
Tell you what, Tatum using his length for positioning inside, able to operate well in the paint.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Davis. Gilgeous-Alexander against Mitchell. Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
Well, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
And here's Tatum for three. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
Wow, has he flipped the switch at halftime? Much more effective here in the second half.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander.
And this is SGA role. He's out here to score and score often.
The East trail by 3. And Lillard kicks to Tatum. Sinking the tough shot, Jason Tatum.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
30 seconds left to play here in the third. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. That doesn't go either for Gilgeous-Alexander.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
No question about it. I mean, these teams are really battling hard now.
What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for the East All-Stars. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And we welcome you back. The biggest stars of the league are putting on a show here at the All-Star Game.
And we're seeing some world-class basketball being played here tonight.
That's exactly what you'd expect coming from the absolute greatest players on the planet.
Here's West now. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Tatum. Then it's Donovan Mitchell. Then it's George. And it's Young in at the point guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
Edwards against George. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. Lets it go with a 3. East grabs the miss.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Tatum. The shot's good on the assist by George. Tatum's got 13 points in the second half.
Tatum clearly putting on a show in this one, doing it all.
James a screen on Young. And here's Doncic from the arc. A three-pointer is right on target. And the West leads by 2. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
And guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
The 3 from George. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor.
That last 3 must have bothered George a little bit. He goes to the arc with a purpose and fires off his answer.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. East All-Stars with some changes. Banchero's checked in for Paul George. And Lillard subbed in for Donovan Mitchell. Davis is checked in for the West. Here's James. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Davis has got 3 assists now in this one.
Off the catch, LeBron not lacking confidence or hesitating.
Kicks it out to Banchero. Banked in off the glass. And the East leads by 1.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Doncic against Young. And it's Doncic missing. The East All-Stars on offense. Outside Tatum. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Young against Booker. Pass to Doncic. Takes a 3. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
He is just so clutch, saving his best for when the pressure is at its highest.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. And some changes here for the West All-Stars. Jokic comes in for Edwards. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Booker. Here's Young. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. Pass to Tatum. 3-pointer. They get it again. Back to Young. Outside Tatum. Towns a screen on James. Shot clock at 6. And another miss by the East. And here's the West with the ball. The lead is 2. Gilgeous-Alexander against Young. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Doesn't go either for Doncic. Here's Tatum. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line. It's on Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic. Jason Tatum taking 2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second.
You really like your chances with Tatum at the line. He locks in and focuses on these 2.
Catching up on the changes for the East. Embiid comes in for Towns. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is subbed in for Banchero. And the second of 2 is good. That narrows the gap to 1. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the West. 1:36 left in the game. Shoots the 3. That one's rebounded by Embiid.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Custom crafted for moments just like this. Damian Lillard.
just so reliable, so confident at the free throw line.
Doncic from deep three-point land. The West again cannot hit. Tatum against Davis. Giannis sets a screen for Tatum, and the rebound goes to the West All-Stars.
Nothing's going his way since the horn. I mean, looks like he used up all his makes in the last quarter.
Pass to Jokic. Young with the steal. Embiid with it. He's picked up by Doncic. Lillard. And he goes right over Luka Doncic and slams it down.
Yeah, and the number of slams here we're seeing tonight off the charts.
Somebody forgot to tell these guys the dunk contest is on a different night.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page.
Give them a hand, fans. Your Breakers get screwed.
There's 47 seconds left in the fourth.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
It's tipped, and that's out of bounds. The East All-Stars will keep it.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
Here's Tatum. LeBron knocks it away.
What timing by James on the denial. His hand is right there at the exact moment it needs to be.
Here's Tatum. Inside, Tatum automatic. 35 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
No time to waste on this possession.
Got to go right up with it and then foul immediately.
And he needs to find other ways to contribute besides shooting. Sometimes you have to learn how to play well when you're not playing well.
Taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Clearly an MVP caliber talent now. Embiid continues to impress with his versatility on both ends. A man that big shouldn't be able to do the stuff that he does with the ball.
And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Not by a long shot. It's all but official.
Here's Tatum, and he commits the intentional foul.
LeBron James. First personal foul. Team score. Jason Tatum taking 2 shots.
Drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. We both at the line. It's a 7-point game.
Sensing an opportunity here to increase the lead and capitalizing on it.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. They're down by 7. Guys, what do you think?
And I don't think they'll be able to climb out of this hole.
You know, maybe working on their 60-second drill, even if it doesn't pay off tonight, maybe for the future.
And here's Davis for three. And it's the East with the rebound. Outside Tatum. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot two at the free throw line. That's on LeBron James.
Jason Tatum taking 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that stretches their lead to 8. And so he drops them both. It's a 9-point ball game here.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
So the East All-Stars win it.
And guys, while the result and the bragging rights go to the East, this was truly a night that belonged to the fans. I mean, it was another great showcase of the world-class talent across the NBA.
It seems to get better and better every year, doesn't it, Greg? Huh? So fun to watch. It was certainly a fun evening. We thank all of you for joining us and watching with us. For Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll see you again next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of the most valuable player.
PlayStation